Right? So they're mesmerized. You okay? Oh, okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be okay. Rachel back, school starts. Yeah, let's talk about what you can do. All right, let's go. I think everybody's still on summer vacation. I think it's 1 week till school starts, but I don't know who's got high school student kids in here? Got one head, you got high school kids? All right. Yeah.
Not me.
Anybody else? Well, I know you're. Shelmar, you got high school? Let's go. As people start to roll in, Michael Harris is here in the house. I've done right twice in in like 48 hours or 72 hours. I can see you. I love it. I love it. All right, tell me something good. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, after almost 2 years of listening from my neighbors, I've been working with them that long. I joked with my husband that I was still in my 50s when I started. So it's coming soon today. It's in Peachtree Corners. Right, yeah.
So let's dive a little deeper into that conversation. So it took you 2 years to get this listing or 2 years to get your first listing?
No, that's not.
Okay, how have you been, and I knew the answer, I just make sure the whole world hears it. What have you been doing to get to that, where you're at today, without listening?
Kept reaching out. I've been showing them things to purchase, but then they decided to rent for a little while.
Right,
We had some family things going on, so.
right.
So we started actually the paperwork like a year ago.
Mhm.
So, but it's a great house and they're a great couple and they're just ready for, a retirement kind of style house.
Right. So for me, it's more about how you followed up the last 2 years to get the piece of business today. And that's what I tell people, like, don't just follow up somebody and they say, well, I'm not moving. Well, I'll promise you that conversation, they are moving. Everybody's moving. You show them the right house, the right opportunity, the right time, they are moving. Anybody had that conversation where they said they're not moving, they call you 2 weeks, say I'm moving?
Yeah.
We've changed our mind. So when it hits your brain, you are moving. So congratulations on that.
And y'all come see it and that'd be great to keep it in Chat North.
Well, let us know, yeah, we would love that as well. Let us know the address. It is Peachtree Corners. I have this thing
River
about.
Station and Holly Place.
So
Yeah, it's
again,
coming soon today, live on Thursday. So, it's on my street, so.
good. I hate people to infiltrate our area. Like, we want to know all that, we want to dominate, right? Dominate the
Yeah.
marketplace. Awesome. All right, somebody else, yes, ma'am.
Michael's not in here, so I'll share for him. He has a new buyer. He still works at the golf course a couple of days a week. And he has a new buyer that initially started out at like 300,000 doing financing, who now just signed buyer brokerage agreement and is like 500,000 plus in cash. And he happens to be Virgil Williams' grandson.
Anybody know who Virgil Williams is? Yeah, you know the River Club and you know all the great developments, that's him. And then his grandson and his son owns close to 200 rental properties. So they somebody you want to, get to know. And yeah, that's why I tell people, when you take another job outside of here, to network. That's what it's about. You're networking, and that's why he does 2 days a week. And it definitely dropped for free. I don't know what that is, but I can tell you. There we go. That's right. Somebody else, tell me something good. Look, if you're quiet in here, it makes me think you're quiet out in the outside, because all of you run to my office afterwards and say, Mike, you're not gonna believe this.
I'm closing out my dentist's new home. This is our 7th transaction together.
Wow, you're a dentist? So you go get them cleaned every 6 months, right? So you can keep up with that, right?
We actually moved to Brazelton, so I get this referral now. But we're still here.
Yeah, right, but you build that relationship, it's about, so I tell everybody, Business is a
David
population.
Teacher got he got his practice and moved it. I referred him to his practice.
Is that big one that you got the?
No, that was another big one.
Oh, wow.
Excuse us.
Well, what did you do for those? What did you do to get that business? You just told him to call this guy.
I said, call him. Listen to practice.
Yeah, so there's how it works. So let me go through this real quick. What to do to grow your business? You take a pen out, write this down. I'll make copy. I really write it down because when you write it down, your brain is triggered to think about it. Database engagement, database engagement. For those of you who are Lake Lanier people, I just saw some, Ryan has, he's got this great introduction to his company in there, and it said, "One Live Lake Life," and it's an overview of the lake and a marina. Like, why are you not sending that out to your people? Just asking a question. Expired and canceled. Are expires happening right now? They list their property so high because they still thought they could get this XYZ money. They missed it. Those days are over. In some areas, they're not. And I'm not crazy to think they're not. But in all reality, you used to just throw a sticker on there and whisper and it was gone. You have to do a little work right now. All right, for sale by owners. I still don't understand that one, but all you gotta do is a script say that the owner or for sale by owner used a realtor. That's all you gotta say. Look it up. Door knock. Some of you might be afraid of door knocking. You're afraid that you might either get shot and or kicked out of the neighborhood, the police, or whatever. But if you go with intention of another house or to help them find out what their house is worth, you don't know their circumstances. Like if someone knocked my in-laws house right now and said, "I'll give you 500, I would move them out today. And I would find them somewhere closer to me so that we can oversee them instead of driving as far as we do. And I have them close to me. So there's a life change. Someone comes and offers my mother on the water a ton of money. I will ask her to move and put her closer to me. Right? So there are life-changing events around me. So that's a great opportunity. Open houses. Do them every weekend. Do them every weekend. Why? Because it's like a car salesman. People are coming to you. You're not having to go out and get them. They're coming to you. What are we doing before that? Send the neighbors a just listed card. We're door knocking. We're inviting people to that. We're taking the children. Ed's got his kids going and you're baking cookies so it smells good. Right? You ever walked into a dealership or somewhere that's got that fragrance going? You're like, what's that smell? Well, what does the house smell like? And you go in. If you walk in the basement, it's musty. All right, client events. I think Matt just did one and Terry and they do one and then Marla does one. Client events, what a great time. You get to celebrate. Celebrate them, not you, and talk about you if they ask you questions, right? Seminars, you can create buyer seminars here. I know that Hunter loves doing stuff like that. He would do a buyer seminar every weekend if you asked him to. Well, maybe, I didn't mean to. But he wants to generate business. And how does he do that? Works with you on buyer seminars. Popeyes. Where are we at? We're it's August next week. So find a holiday, back to school. I don't know, think of a holiday, something you can stop by and pop by and give your client, just an appreciation. Maybe you go away from, you still do the pies on Thanksgiving, but you do something different that they don't know. Why are you here at my house? To have that conversation. Farming, those take a little bit of time. But time is okay because now 2 years you've got the business and then you do a great job, they tell someone else, right? Real estate newsletter, printed and or digital. Social media posts. If I don't see your social media, that means you're probably not doing a lot of it or the AI's not telling me to watch or interact with you. Steve was on his vacation with his family. I was studying what he was doing and I was studying the family. So I sent him a text. Matter of fact, I might have sent you a video. You did? I did. That's right. That's right. Reverse bold, circle prospecting, print ads. These are things that I would be doing right now to generate more business. Because we don't, because the listings they're tougher, right? So that's just a few ideas to grow your business right now. He moved, that might be great, come on down, where you at? Tell us something good, hey, you do me a favor, be ready, put the Brett Tanner slide on. Can you get to that?
Wall should also require revenue too.
Oh, you have one in front of you.
So yeah, this one, y'all, we'll talk about Brett Tanner in just a second, that's definitely a great event that we have going on next week. But I do want to talk to y'all, just about an actual closing that we have going on right now, just to kind of give you an idea on the importance of probate. So we have a deal right now that's supposed to close on Friday. It's with one of our agents, but the other side, the seller side, so the different Keller Williams, he's a great agent as well. But her client, there's one title, one of the parties was deceased. There was not any probate done. So of course, y'all can see issue, red flag right there. When there has not been probate done, and some of y'all may not know this, this is not the ideal way to handle probate. If someone has died, you want to go through probate, get everything finalized. But if there has been 3 years past, which means the creditors cannot go after some of the assets, they've been on notice that someone's passed away for that length of time, over 3 years, you can do what's called an affidavit of descent. And that's gonna state the deceased parties, all of their heirs at law. So anyone that would take under their estate had it been probated. So that's gonna be, of course, if they're married, if they've got children, grandchildren, anything like that. So in that case, you've got to have an affidavit of descent signed. You typically need to have 2 of those for the underwriter to approve it. But you also then have to get quitclaim deeds signed by every single heir at law of that deceased party. In this case, the seller's agent did not realize that the daughter who was signing COA for the father, so it's the mother that has died, the client told her that she was an only child. That would have, of course, made all of our quitclaim deeds much easier. Turns out she is not an only child. She is one of 7. So, one of those siblings has also passed away. So what do we have to do in that situation? We gotta go to their children. So in this case, this is supposed to close on Friday. I'm very hopeful that we get all these documents in. But guess where all these people are located? Philippines, Canada, Dubai, Texas, California, North Carolina, all over Georgia. So we're trying to get, I think it's a total of 13 documents in, and we have to, of course, have originals coming in, and they're coming in from, of course, all over the world right now. So this is not, the listing agent was under the impression she was an only child. I don't think she could have foreseen any of this. It was not until I got on the phone with that daughter that she said, well, I'm actually one of 7. But I just want to tell you this to show you it does come up with closings. It's not ideal, but it does come up. So just make sure for y'all, you confirm with, your client, if it's seller, if you hear someone is deceased, immediately start by buying. Have you gone through probate? That's the ideal way to do it. If it's, less than 3 years, we cannot go the affidavit of descent route. But I know a lot of people didn't realize that is a route. It is, but as you can tell, very complicated. So ideally probate. But just check with your clients, make sure you know status, anything like that, especially if there's someone that's deceased. So yeah, just wanted to give y'all that as a little piece of knowledge. But now we'll talk about Brett Tanner.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. I know Emily's set up right now, she has a flyer in her hand to say something. We're gonna do this together, because let me ask somebody, if I said go to Brett Tanner, I need somebody to raise your hand and tell me what am I saying to do? Why would I say go to Brett Tanner?
Well,
What is that? So inside the wealth building, why do you not go? Why are you not signing up for wealth building? Somebody, please just raise your hand. It's okay. We're all family. Why are you not going? I don't think any of you have signed up. Why are you not going? What holds you back from going to this? Again, I'm not getting paid to do this, by the way, and I pay this dude $1,000 a month. So I just want to make sure I'm explaining this to you, because I just did it 30 minutes with them. And I probably had more ahas. You had more ahas than what I said out loud. Right? Marla, when I'm no longer on this earth, what is the song that will be played for me at my funeral?
My way,
My Way by who?
Elvis.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a celebration.
You know what? It will be in there. Here's my question to y'all. Everybody thinks Brett Tanner Wealth Building is all about what's the rental property I got down the street and what the asset, and I don't have the money to buy that. Nod your head if you're saying the same thing to me. I see Joe and I thank you. That's not what it is, guys. So we have an agent who passed away in this office. He didn't pass away in the office. He passed away. He was in this office, okay? He had a heart attack and he was up in Boston. His family's up in Boston while he was up there. 3 heart attacks and he died. We had no health insurance. His medical bills were over $1 million. He was right here in Peachtree Corners. We went and got the car. I brought it to his house back in October, November.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, the car's still sitting in the same spot. The house is in foreclosure. You have like 245 on the house. It needed about 100,000 worth of stuff, and I couldn't do anything about it. Because they were not gonna, he had no will. And they weren't gonna probate it. Why were they not gonna probate it? His assets were not going to cover the $1 million that the hospital in Boston had. And they were gonna come after the estate. Wealth building is not just about buying the rental down the street, ladies and gentlemen. It is about having your estate ready. And does your estate know what your wishes are? And that has to do with the whole gamut of wealth building. And that is what we talk about in wealth building. It's not morbid to have your eulogy ready. It's not, it's so that your assets are protected and that everything is set up, just like this scenario right here. I mean, it's a prime example. You guys have your stuff ready. You've heard me say that much time, but that's what wealth building is. You might get in that class and they're gonna talk about today about buying or selling. They might talk about asset protection. They might talk about cost segregation. They might talk about insurance, term or whole life, and whole life as a bank. They might talk about a lot of that stuff and you'll learn. I will challenge y'all, this is just for you guys, not for me. Get in here so that you don't have these situations and you are prepared so you're not a burden on your family. Because once you're gone, you pretty much don't care. They just have to take care of the mess, right? I think my biggest aha was I was on a boat and it was me, Michael, and Marla. And something happened on the boat where he by a shark. Is Marla, it truly hit me. It's like, is Mallory taken care of? Okay. That was what we went into action. So that's what wealth building is. It's not about buying the rental down the street. Is it a part of it? Yes. So I'm sorry. Will you bring the flyer up? And you all have it on your desk. I get paid $0 for this. I pay a lot of money to do this. I go to Austin for this. I beg for him to come back. And Michael and Greg, they're putting the money for this. They're paying for this. There's a lot of money. But this is a value added that y'all do for us to be in this, to have this room. And by the way, do you think wealth building people hang out with wealth building people? Yeah. You might want to be in. It's just thought process. They're doing the 8-week series I'm involved in, and 3 people involved is Brett Tanner, Mark King, our president, and Jason Abrams, the head of the industry. 3 people you probably want to know that are all together. So anyway, I wanted to, there's no one telling me to push this to you guys. I just want to do it. Marla, did you pay for this? Yeah, I don't, because I'm already paying $1,000 a month. I think they should see the value of me already, being my promoter. So, yeah, it's incredible. And I'm just going to challenge y'all. You want to say something? I know I just took your thunder. So,
So, I mean, on a low level, yeah, it's next Wednesday, August 2nd, lunch is gonna be covered at 11 to 4 at Atlanta Athletic Club, so just right around the corner. You know, yeah, it is an investment, and you know, if you're interested in investing in yourself, which I hope everyone is, take advantage of this. And
bring your spouse, because you remember like Dave Ramsey, remember we took Dave Ramsey and he trying to not spend and she wants to spend or he wants to spend, or you have a different concept and how this works. Bring them. It's okay, +1. Okay, I want to get the room full so that you can go share this knowledge with your family and with your friends. And have an intelligent conversation. It's changed my life. It really has. There's a lot of things happening, as y'all know, because I'm doing them, because I'm learning this. Yes, ma'am.
So if we didn't get to part 1,
Still go.
Still go. There's no such thing as part 1, part 2. They're not gonna go higher. They're not gonna go so deep this over everybody's head. You know, the rooms in Austin, they want you to have a $50 million plan. Well, I ain't got nowhere close to that. So y'all, I get in there, I'm like, ooh, it's over my head, but I don't wanna be the smartest guy in the room. I actually like to be in the dumbest and usually am, you know. That was a joke, everybody's supposed to laugh. No, I would tell you go because it's just who's in the room. Who's in the room? Yeah, I wanna hang out with the cool kids. There's some cool kids in there. Yes, ma'am.
But if you did attend the first one, there is a promo code to get $50 off, so, everyone should have gotten an email, but if you need that, just find me out there. So.
Well, thank y'all. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for bringing Brett back. I know what he costs and it ain't cheap. So thank y'all very, very much. You take a big loss to give us more value. And I really appreciate that. It's huge. Thank y'all.
We're looking forward to seeing everyone there.
All right, so that's just so important. All right, Shelby, come on. All right, wait, I'm just gonna find out homework. Because ain't there's something here.
We even got the flyers out for everybody. Well, reiterating, same people, same sermon, everything's the same except for the name. And Mike, I'm gonna do homework and it's all onward. We're gonna put our money where our mouth is on the Brett Cantor event. We've actually purchased 2 tickets and we're gonna do a raffle right now. So I'm gonna pass this around, everyone can put in their business cards. You want the opportunity, we went the first session, it was unbelievable. I mean, I think I had 7 pages of notes, it's kind of a spoiler, but it was just taking all sorts of notes on there, phenomenal. Yeah, being able to do it at Atlanta Athletic Club.
So let me ask y'all some questions. Can I use you as my example? Are you okay with that? Okay, I'm about to get into her personal business. And correct me when I'm wrong on this. Y'all know the Hub in Destin? Anybody know the Hub? Okay, Hub was sexy to me when it was first built. It's very sexy now. I loved it when I went and visited. I've actually stayed in. I tell y'all the storm last year was the scariest of my life. I was in Hurricane South. And one of my, I was a refugee at the time and she put me in her house. You remember that? I was running from the storm and it really was impacting our house. So, I'm gonna use you. I love you. And you're still killing it. So how much did you pay for your house at the Hub? I want everybody to hear that. I don't know if you heard that because God is giving us no more land. There is no more land. So everything's built today. All we got in population growth. You spent, how much was it? 363. What is that worth today? Oh, okay, $1 million. I'm sorry. That's a good 602, you know, a little bit, you know, I always round. How much are you renting for a year? What is your?
My gross about 65.
Oh, okay. Good life, huh? That's awesome. So I went to lunch, I had a good lunch with Hunter yesterday. It was great. We were diving into some stuff going. And but I know he's on fire to create a huge life. And he understands that where we can put our money in real estate is the smartest investment. And we had no idea years ago that was gonna be the case, did we? But you know, we're gonna rent it and you had a good feeling, right? Yeah, I still believe the feeling. The feeling's good because population is gonna continue to grow. And there is no more land unless you're to buy and they're pumping in sand. And I don't know what that's gonna be like or structure was. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, before I get started, I realized last week I dropped the ball. So Hunter ended up going out of town. It was the beach, I think the week prior, but I'm not perfect. But
I'm gonna give you this.
Normally, I'm not gonna catch myself, but the month of June, the numbers were released. Hunter closed over $3 million. And beat me and was the #2 loan officer in the company.
Our understanding was #1. So where's #2 look like?
Well,
in sanctuary, I was.
Whoa. See, this is where he's messed up and I love him and he is the greatest leader I've ever been around. No. In Onward Shelter Mortgage, he was what?
#1. Yeah.
#1, baby. Social media, where you at? You need to. #1 loan officer in Onward Shelter Mortgage. Who you just what matters right there. And great leaders want you to get your butt kicked by him. That's what great leaders do.
Yeah, so fantastic.
I've been watching this and he told me my mouth is to ground. I'm going, wait a I celebrated you, and I celebrate number one.
That was my fault.
Man, you're freaking rock star, I'm so proud.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to help your clients. You guys are the reason that That's great. I mean, I want some more business. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to work with more of you, but you guys are the reason that we do what we do. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, congratulations. Thank you. Great job. All right, real quick on interest rates have trickled down, right? So we're now below where we were 2 weeks ago, which was the highest we've been in 8 months. What's really interesting about this is the Fed has come out and basically stated tomorrow they are going to raise interest rate the quarter, but rates are still trending in the right direction. So right now, national average is at about 6.875 with our Borrower Smart program for first-time home buyers. We're quoting 6.5, sometimes even 6.375. So keep that in mind. It does come with a $3,000 great product. The CPI inflation numbers have been released. Last week, they expected a 20% probability of a second rate hike this year. That's already dropped down to 15%. You want that continuing going down as close to zero. And rates will continue to follow. Next week is a very big week for interest rates. A lot of data coming out with jobs reports. Thursday this week, the initial jobs reports is coming out, and then every day next week we'll have data that's released. So it's going to be a big impact. We'll see what rates do.
You know, I think it's great that you give this information, and I know I interrupt you all a lot, but I think it's so important that quit studying the rate today. It doesn't matter. How long are you gonna refinance for us if we need to refinance? And we get,
As long as we close before the end of the year, at any point, refinance opportunity, they come back to it.
in 2024, right?
It's beyond, they basically spoke it in at this point. So even if it takes 3 years, let's say these experts are not correct, they close with us before the end of 2023 and it's 2028 before the rates are high, it's open ended at this point. They come back to us. It's the previous slide.
You've never shared that, Matt. That's very important information. Y'all understand that's open ended. Why are you not selling that right now in your database? Buy now, and then if you're gonna refi in 1 or 2 or 3 years, you can.
It's close to, I did a calculation with a client who wanted to know how much it would save him based off, it was a higher purchase price, it was $625. It was putting out a pretty substantial amount, but it was close to $4,000 in savings between the lender fees, the state taxes that they end up saving and coming back to the same lender. So it's big savings for your client.
And one thing about, just what we do, a lot of our underwriting guidelines, our debt to income ratio is a little bit more lenient than some other lenders, just with some of our, underwriters and the guidelines that we have. So I had a client reach out to me last Tuesday. He was closing on Friday. He was going FHA with a different lender. The appraisal came in subject to, they needed to add stuff to the property. He called, said, hey, I got your number from a friend, and they said, check with you. He is able to qualify conventionally with us. The other lender just looked past it. He's on title of another house. They're selling it. If you guys have any clients that are, having to go FHA due to the debt to income ratio, reach out to us. We love to look at it. There's a lot of things we can do to get creative, and that's kind of what we specialize in, trying to win deals to, give them the best opportunity to buy the house for them. It's where they can go conventional if possible. So just wanted to put that out there for you guys. And then looks like our capture rate in the office is going up this month, and it's going to be a little bit better, but we're trying to get it as high as possible. So we just love the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. We haven't before, we'd love to take you to share what we can do with your clients and how we can help you, and just reach out to us if there's anything we can ever do. And then the last thing is today at 2 o'clock, this is very important. This is the guy that Matt and I get 90% of our data from and a lot of our talking points. We watch all the morning updates. He's very, very good. I mean, obviously no one's perfect, but I'd say he's very, very accurate with a lot of the things he has to say. 2 o'clock this afternoon, he's talking about success in today's market. So he runs MBS Highway, which actually just bought List Reports. So they may be talking about some stuff on there as well, or List Reports bought MBS. Well, they merged, however they merged, I'm not quite sure. He owns MBS Highway, and very, very knowledgeable guy. I've been listening to him for 2 years, and they'll go over some other marketing strategies with some of the MBS Highway techniques that we have, and some of the flyers we can send out. So make sure you guys tune in at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I'll leave this up here if you guys want to scan it as you walk out to sign up.
Yeah, man, give me 1 second. What was the cost of Brett Tanner?
190.
Okay, here's the deal. I will put my money where my mouth is. You give Hunter and Matt a lead, not no junk, a lead. And they're gonna verify this. I'll pay for your ticket and a spouse or partner or whatever you got. I'll pay for it. 2 tickets. You have to give them a lead by Sunday.
I gave him 2 yesterday.
That counts. You give them 1 today. And they both that. For the challenge, who's going to help give them a lead this week? Give them a, if you have somebody else that you love, respect, and do your loan as your brother or sister, great. Give them an opportunity to see how good they really are.
Let me clarify real quick, because you said Hunter and Matt, so is that?
What about Aaron?
Yes.
Or one, okay.
No, I want 2 leads. I want to, look, they feed their individual families, last time I checked. Ian and Rachel won't, sorry, but they, so both of them. Can you not do that? Can you not get leads?
What about Aaron?
Yes, ma'am.
What about Aaron?
Yeah, we gotta add Aaron.
Well, she ain't here, so. She's not here. She's not here. I just saved y'all 1. So these 2, give them a lead. I'll give her an opportunity. Go ahead, Paul.
Can y'all create a flyer that you can email, a branded flyer? Promoting that we will do the refi whenever with no lender fee.
I'm waiting on Mark.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll
So
work on
that just would be easy to blast out through our database if we had something.
that. Love it. I love it.
And great opportunity for us to, that's part of what I was thinking too, is Marlon, great minds. Great opportunity for us to announce Onward. And oh, by the way,
Yeah,
you've got this
Hey,
opportunity.
great service, same great people.
that's right.
All right, so you're drawing for 2 or 1?
We're gonna, so we're gonna cut full 2 tickets total. So I was gonna do, go
We gotta shake these up.
I think that's right. First one is
That would be hilarious.
Bar to card,